Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing on this blustery Friday morning? I'll tell you, the wind outside is wicked. If this was summertime, we'd be worried about a tornado. Just gonna get my phone going so I can see all your lovely comments and who's here. There we go. Awesome. Awesome possum. Sorry for the mess behind me. I was die cutting for our class demo this morning, and I left all my cords and stuff hanging. I hate that, but anyway. So yeah, it's really windy outside. So far we have not received that 100 centimeters of snow that one of my ladies had told me we were gonna receive. I think we got maybe 5 or 6 last night. So how's everyone doing? I just thought I'd ramble for a few seconds until some people come in, see what's going on. Got my husband here for a couple minutes so that he can film this for me. So how's everyone doing? I'm going to do a demo today on the crocodile, okay? Have a lot of people that have bought them, haven't used them in years, and we're like, wow, you know what, I kind of need a little refresher. Hi Kathy, how are you? Happy birthday to John. Please give him a big hug and kiss for me. Please, please. Thank God it's Friday is right. Yes. So we're going to do some demos on the crocodile. I'm just going to give you a little refresher on the tool. There's some people that have been asking questions. Just need a little refresher. I'm going to do a little demo. We're going to make a card using the eyelets as well. And we're going to have a little bit of fun. Good morning, Connie. Good morning, Sue. Happy Friday. So Connie is M.I. Missouri, Minnesota. It's not Michigan. I'm not sure. I never understand all the little letters for states. It's bad on me, I guess. I should know. You guys are just right below us in this invisible line. So the first thing that I wanted to say, first off, hi Suzanne, how are you? I just wanted to kick off this live by, in Michigan, okay, excuse me. So you kind of have the same bad weather we have. I just wanted to extend a heartfelt welcome to all of our new followers on our Facebook page, as well as all of our new likes. I've never really understood the difference between someone that just follows as opposed to someone that just likes our page. I'm good either way. I'm sure that you're going to find out all the stuff that's going on. But I just wanted to really welcome everyone today because you guys have really shown us a lot of support, and shopping local has just been incredible. It's been keeping me super busy, and I really appreciate it. I really do. And it's heartfelt. I really mean this. So that's why I like coming on and doing the demos and doing all the things that you guys want to see and do. And if you want to know stuff, you want to see stuff. Good morning, Phyllis. You have to let me know, okay? So I'm waiting on an order, which, you know, Murphy's Law. Kadeem will come while we're on our live, and that's okay. But the one thing that I wanted to show you that I have in now that came yesterday is the Sizzix cardstock. Good morning, Rose. So if you want to just pan down a little bit, okay, a little straighter.
Yeah, because of that. Perfect.
Okay. So this is the silver stack. So you're getting 50 sheets in here. You're getting a bunch of different, you're getting the glitter, you're getting a matte, you're getting a brushed metal, you're getting the pearl, and the mirror. Okay. I had to bend it down so I could see. Okay, so the silver's in. Now I only have 3 or 4 of these packs left. Okay. The next one that I have in is the charcoal. So again, you're getting your glitter, you're getting your matte, you're getting the brushed, you're getting the mirror. And then the last one, hi Kim, how are you? Kim says hi, Gary. Hi Denise. And then the last one that I have in is the opulent cardstock, which is what I'm calling festive. Actually, I think it is called festive. So it's your reds and greens. Good morning, Denise. Good morning, Trish. Love that paper. It's beautiful. Now, you've been using it, Phyllis. Do you find that it cuts really well? Because I have been using it, and I absolutely think it cuts like butter. And the good thing is the glitter doesn't rub off. Like, you're not going to have a mess of glitter everywhere. So this is the festive. Now, they sent me 1 pack of the rose gold. I have more of that coming, and I also have more of the gold coming. Okay, so it should be here, I'm hoping by next week. We have a lot of orders coming. Like I said, we've got 4 or 5 boxes today. I know there's stuff coming next week. So we have a lot of stuff that's going to be arriving really, really soon, okay? So for those of you that are joining a little late, I just wanted to refresh what we're doing today. We've had a lot of talk about the crocodile, okay? So we're going to talk crocodile. We're going to talk the big bite. Okay, so this is your big bite. Yes, it cuts great, and I would like the festive, please. Perfect. I will set one aside for you. Can't remember if any of the Sizzix paper was on an earlier list. I don't think it was, Sue. So if there's one of these that you like, I only have 3 packs of the silver left. I have lots of the charcoal and quite a few of the festive. So if there is one that you want, let me know. And then I have another announcement later once we're done this. So you guys are probably going to want to do a little bit more shopping. I don't know. Just saying. We'll see. Yeah. So let's get on to the demo. So Gary's going to pan down, and I'm going to talk to you about the crocodile. Now, I know a lot of you probably know this tool. Good morning, Marcia. You love the spritzers. Awesome. So Marcia, not that I wanted to throw your name out or anything, Marcia, but didn't you tell me yesterday we were going to get 100 centimeters of snow? And then I told everybody, and they told everybody, and now we don't have it. Hi, Susan. Susan says hi.
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Joanne. How are you? Hi, Wendy. Yeah, so we were supposed to, apparently, according to Marcia, we were supposed to get 100 centimeters of snow, and we didn't get that. So I'm not sure what happened. I just got one and need to learn. Perfect. That's awesome, Ellie. And I sent your order out the other day as well. Okay, so I have the pink crocodile. Now, I bought this when I first started crafting many years ago. They do not come in the pink anymore. I believe this was a breast cancer promotion. They all of We Are Memory Keepers, they all come in the teal color. So if you buy a crocodile lately, hi, Anne-Marie. Well, you're going to learn a little bit about it today. We're going to take you back to the basics of a crocodile, okay? And again, if you guys know this, just kind of enjoy your coffee and watch. But for the rest of you that aren't sure, this is why I'm doing this. So all of We Are Memory Keepers now come in this pretty teal color. And even their packaging on their eyelets is teal. So the pink was only a breast cancer promotion. Okay, yours is purple. How did you get a purple one? Ellie, yours is pink. Yeah, you got it from someone. So it's an older one. Mine, I've had probably 10 or 15 years. It works perfect. This is going to last me the rest of my life. Okay. So there's also, for some of you that don't know, there's a big bite. Okay. So this little beast here, this guy does the exact same thing as the smaller crocodile, but this one has a bigger bite. So this one, you can push your little lever back. You can actually go in on a 12 by 12 sheet of paper and cut 6 inches or 8 inches or 3 inches or 5 inches. It has a 6-inch mouth. So you slide your paper in to whatever measurement you want. So there's 4 inches. There's 5 inches. Hi, Kadeem.
Yeah, hello.
My order's here. Yay!
I just give you my number because I didn't
Oh, they didn't tell you?
The schedule.
Oh. Okay. So anyway, the large big bite does the same thing as the crocodile, and I'm going to show you how this works as well. Hi, Lynn. So we're going to take this down to the basics. We Are Memory Keepers made this very ergonomic to fit in women's hands. So they have really powerful springs inside of here that you don't have to be super human to push the handles closed. Okay, so just a little bit of force. Victoria, my great niece, can do it. We love Kadeem. They all love you.
Oh, hi guys.
Hi, Linda. Yes, he's here dropping off some goodness for you ladies. So yeah, you don't have to have a man do this. Okay, this is meant for us. Ergonomic, easy to use. Hi, Susan, you made it. Oh, the hammer and owl. That's horrible, Susan. We need to upgrade you into a crocodile. So there is many uses for this besides cutting, punching holes for eyelets. It also cuts into tin. Gary uses this a lot for belts, that kind of thing. If he needs a new hole or if he needs to expand, that has happened as well. Yeah, so you have a large hole at the top. And you have a small hole here. So if you need just to punch a hole, then for any project or on a tag, you can use this for that as well. So you don't need a separate one. Thanks, Kadeem. Take care. Okay, did he take it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to show you on a piece of paper. This is the small hole up here. Okay, so all you have to do is squeeze and it now punches a hole. And there's a little piece of paper that comes out that was the cardstock in the hole, okay? Then you turn it over, and this does your bigger hole, okay? So the other thing that you can do with this, on here there's a little ruler that goes from a 1-inch span. So you can go from 1 inch to 1/8 to 1/4 to 3/8 to the half, and you can lock it in place. So let's say we want to make this 1/4. So you just slide the little bar over, you secure the little bolt, the little nut, okay? Now you can punch holes all the way across, never moving your spot. It will always be, if you wanted to do a whole bunch of pages that have holes in the same spot, they are always in line because it is locked here. And it happens on the small side as well. So we'll do this one at 1/2. So you just secure it. And then you're in 1/2 inch all the time. Okay? Now the other thing about this that's really good, you know all those torn pages that we like, but the notepad, whereas if you've ripped it off? Hi, Karen. There's an easy way to do this if you don't have that die. So all you have to do is just to the right and left of center of your holes, with a pair of scissors, you just make a little notch. Okay? And this creates that torn notebook, like as if you had a spiral pad and now you want to rough it up. So many uses for the crocodile. It doesn't have to just be I'll put this, is it any better underneath here where they can see?
No, it's pretty good.
Okay, so you can see where I've made that little edge where this is if it's come out of a spiral notepad. I've had that for years and you probably don't use it, Karen, right? So this is just another way just to use these two top pieces, okay? So small hole, large hole. And they're, I'm not sure what the word is. It's not ambidextrous. It does, yeah, I guess it is. Doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed. So that's ambidextrous, okay? So that is just the holes that you can do this. Now, obviously, you need these holes to make the hole to set an eyelet, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do this. This is a small eyelet, and then this is your larger eyelet, okay? So the reason that again, when I first got into this, I didn't want to spend a lot of money. So Gary had gifted me this, and I thought, I want that torn page. How do I do that? Like as if I took it out of a book. And I got playing one day, and then I realized I could do that. So I've never had to buy the die. And yeah, the die would be a lot easier, but if you don't have it and you want to make this look, you can do it just with the hole punch. Okay? Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to show all of this so that everyone can see. I'm not sure if this cardstock is helpful or not. So there's little posts on here, little prongs. There's a small one that I have here now. Okay, so when you're setting a small eyelet, you will want the small post. But now if you want a big eyelet, or sorry, I have the big one up, my apologies. This is the big prong, and you have the big hole. So when you look at the hole and it's the big one, you know you have the large prong. And your eyelet is going to sit on this. But now if we want to do the small one, we want to do our small punch. Now what we need to do is we need to push this up. It's like a little cube, okay? And you just push it up or down. You can hear it snapping in. You just spin this until you get to the small prong and push it down, okay? So I'm not sure how all I'm gonna be able to show you guys how to do this, because unless you were right here with me, if I could hit the hole, that would be good. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Okay, so depending on if you're using a large hole or a small hole, or a large hole or a small eyelet, that's going to determine which prong you need. These eyelets come in many colors, many varieties, many sizes, many shapes. We Are Memory Keepers is only one company that sells them. There's a million different companies. I even have some that are loose that I was selling by a scoop. So you can see in here that there's small ones, there's large ones. I'm going to take a couple large ones out. I'm going to take a couple small ones so that you guys can see them. I'm going to try to get colored ones so that you'll be able to see when I set these. Okay, so they come in different shapes as well. I had some in here that were flowers. Now, most of the time, if you see a really large eyelet, like bigger than these ones, the hole on the post is always the same. So your outside circle, such as on the flower, this could be twice the size. But the inside hole is a standard size. It's either the large post or the small one, okay? So these will all fit on this crocodile, as well as on the big one. Yes, you should, Lynn. Okay, so large prong, small prong, I'm gonna show you how to set it. Super easy. Like I said, my great niece Victoria would have no problem closing these. Now on the big bite, okay, the big bite has a lever on the top. You move this back and forth depending on the size of the hole that you want. So in the front position, this is going to cut, and you can see down here where the prong will come down. I'm going to tilt it. So this is going to do my small one, okay? Then if I push this little lever to the back, it now releases the large punch, and now I have a big hole. So the premise is the same. It's the exact same tool, just that they did the large bite so you could go deeper. Still has a ruler, so if you want something to be put in at 2 inches or 3 inches, we can do that, okay? All the time. It's going to stay in the same place. This just allows us to go into a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So here's my 12 by 12 piece of basil. And now I want it to go 6 inches in, so I'm gonna mark it at 6. I push my paper right up to my base on the ruler, and I punch. There's my big hole. at 6 inches. But now I want to go to 5 inches, and I now want to do a small one. So now I'm going to push my lever to the front, line up, make sure that I'm pushed to the back here up against the little stopper, push my button, and now I have a small one. And that is 5 inches into a 12 by 12. Okay, so these are easy to get, not a problem. They're not super cheap, but they're not overly expensive. And it's something that if you really think you're going to use it, buy it. If you're not really into scrapbooking, I would say not to get the big one. I would go with just the small one. It's easier to take with you. It's easier to handle, just all of it. So all the sizes only have 2 holes. Yes. Yes, so if you mean all the size, you could have a large eyelet, but the base will either be a large one or a small one. They're all the same because these prongs are all meant to be the same. Okay? So that's the only difference between the big bite and the regular crocodile. I'm just going to clean up some of my mess. Okay. So I did a little practice one just to be sure that everything was working and I had everything in. So when you're working on your paper, you always want your good side. When you punch your hole, I'll start with the large one first. Okay, so I want to have it. I want to punch on my good side of my paper. Okay, so there's my hole. So now I'm going to take my larger eyelet. And sometimes, depending, you may have to push it just a little bit to get it in the hole. Now, the finished edge of this, as opposed to this side, you always want this on the good side of your paper. Okay? So now we have the wrong prong, so I've got to lift this up, and I've got to spin it over and secure that back down. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the wrong side of my paper with my good side down. Now I'm going to stall here for a bit so that you can see what I'm doing. Can you guys see all that? So it is sitting on the prong. Okay. So then what you do is you just secure it, and then using 2 hands, but you know, like Phyllis, you don't have, with your arthritis, you don't have to push really hard. You're just going to give it a little squeeze and you can feel it. I wish you guys could actually feel what I just felt. And that is the squeezing. Now you let this go, we turn it over, and look at that beautiful eyelet. Now some people also call it a grommet. A grommet is usually used in a heavier format, such as on a tent or something like that. So we more in our industry refer to them as eyelets. So you can put an eyelet on a tag, you can put an eyelet anywhere that you want. I tried to find a photo, I'll try to post it later, of my very first layout I did with our Dalmatian, and it had scalloped edges. And it was the first time I'd ever used my crocodile. Every place that there was an edge, I put an eyelet. There must have been 50 of these little white eyelets. I had so much fun, it was ridiculous. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip our prong back to the small. We want the small prong now, okay? So on our good side, using our small hole, we're going to punch another hole, okay? I think I missed something. What is the opposite side of the post? Oh, this up here, this is just what the post goes into to squish it. That's all. So this here, so when I have, when I squeeze this top piece is going to push against the prong and it's going to secure the eyelet. Okay, so it pushes against it to flatten it. That's all that that's doing. And you can actually turn these as well depending on what you're working on. Okay, so for an eyelet, I just have it on this one, which is the smaller little bump. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take our small eyelet and on the good side, so no, you don't. I haven't changed mine probably ever. So you're going to set your eyelet in, your small eyelet inside the hole on the good side, okay? It's a little more difficult with the small one because it wants to fall out. So you're going to set this on top of your prong, just like we did the first one. Okay? And then what we're going to do with both hands, so you don't hurt yourself, you're just going to push it a little bit. I didn't push that hard enough, sorry. So we can go back and we can push it down some more. Okay? And there's our little eyelet. So now we have a large eyelet, we have a small eyelet, and then they also have a lot of decorative eyelets. So we'll do this one. So this is a little flower, so I'm going back to my larger post. I'm going to lift this up, I'm going to flip this over. Now another way that you can do it, which was the way that I was taught years ago, is you can actually set your eyelet. Oh, actually this one wants the small prong. Okay, so this one has a smaller opening. So you can actually set your eyelet on top of your prong if you want. But remember then if you do that, you have to use the good side down, push it over, and just secure it, close it, and now you have a pretty floral eyelet. Okay, so now with this, you can now go in, and if you have a tag, you wanted to do something with a pretty tag, you can put some twine or some ribbon, and this is going to be nice on a tag, and it's going to secure everything so your paper doesn't tear over time, or if people are using it, or if you want to tie it onto something. Sorry, my hands aren't working. Come on. I'm like a professional bow tire here, and it doesn't want to work. Because you guys are making me nervous. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so you can easily tie this on. Now your paper isn't going to get wrecked because the string is actually through the eyelet. I think I have that tool, but use the hole punch only. Susan, come on. This is going to be amazing for all the tags and for your Elizabeth Craft planner. All the little things that you're going to want to secure in there. The eyelets help to protect your paper. And like I said, they come in a million. Are you putting something on the back of the eyelet? So there is a washer that you can put on the back. I do not use them. I find they're so much more fussy to use. Good, I'm glad. I'm glad, Joanne. It is easy peasy. There is what is called a washer. So you would put the washer down, or you'd put your eyelet on the post, then you'd put your washer, and then you squeeze it. I just never have the time to do it. I just want to get it done. I don't really care usually what the back looks like because it's usually on something that is going down. But yes, there is definitely ones that have washers. I do actually have some. What are the chances of me finding them like right away? Right away? Nope, not happening. They're in my mess somewhere. So you can do that. I personally don't. I never remove my top. I always keep it where it is, where it's meant to be. You only use the punch tool. Wendy, come on. Look at this whole world is opening up to you. Look at all these beautiful colors that you can put on all of your tags. They come in metals. They come in just flat primary colors. They come in white, silver, gold, you name it. And it just secures your tag or your eyelet or whatever that you're doing so that it doesn't tear. How many times do we put something on and you go to tie your bow and now you've wrecked your paper? Well, this is going to stop that from happening. Okay? So that is the long and short of the crocodile. And for those of you that own one, please, 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 please bring it out and start using it. And as you guys know, if you've bought any of these tools from me, I show you while you're here, and then I always make sure that I make you do it. And even though you're saying to me, oh, I know what I'm doing, no, I want you to do it in front of me. And it's awkward, and I get that, but the more that you do it, the easier it is, seriously. Okay? So, any questions? I missed something. There are 3 rulers in the Crocodile. Which one do you use for punching 6 inches into a 12 by 12? Well, it depends on if you want to use, can you see that? If you want to use your 1/8 hole, so your small hole, you're going to measure it to here, because where the prongs come down are in different areas. There's a space there, okay? So they couldn't have them in the exact same spot. So your 1/8 is here. When I move this to my 3/16 opening, my 6 inches is back here. So I'm gonna show you as a visual. Does that make sense, Linda? So if I'm going to use my small hole, I push my lever up to my 1/8. Now on here, my 6 is right here. Okay? So now if I push this over, now I'm in 6 inches. Oh, I'm in the same spot. Okay? So that's 6 inches. Now if I leave this here in the same spot and I go to my 3/8, it's now going to punch it in a different location, which is going to be probably 5 3/4, because I didn't move my back ruler. See? So there's this much space, say 1/4 of an inch, between where the small prong comes down and when the large prong comes down. So when I push my ruler back to 6 and I have it on the 3/8, it's now at 6 inches. Okay, does that make sense? So you have to remember there's a space in here for these prongs. Can you see that? Like, can you?
Yeah.
Where the prongs come down. So there's the first prong. That's the 3/16 size. And then if I push this up to the 1/8, now it's going to come down here. So they have a little 1/4 inch space between. So that's the only difference. I like it that this one sits and it's quite firm. It's really heavy. Like, not really heavy. It's not really heavy. I shouldn't have said that. It's much more heavy than this. It's probably, I don't know, a couple pounds. But it's got some meat on it, so it's not going to move when you're trying to get your paper punched and set your eyelet. Okay? So what I thought I would do today, because I love doing my demos with you guys, is I thought I would make a little card and then do my traditional gifting of the card. Okay. Good morning, Cindy. So we're going to work with the Sizzix birch die. Okay. So that is this die here. Oops, got my little reindeers. Okay, so that's this die here. And we're going to work with an ornamental tag. This is from Heartfelt. I'll show you on the, oh, it's not any bigger on the back. So we're using this die here. So oh, thank you. I cut my first big round tag in the brown cardstock. Then I went back and I cut the sentiment in cream to go with my theme. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch a little bigger hole here and I'm going to set an eyelet, because all my demos have to pertain to what we were learning, right? And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to, because you know I'm loving this, I am going to stick the birch onto my Score Pal 6x6 piece, and I'm going to introduce you and me to the Gilding Flakes. And we're going to create a nice background for these deer. Okay. Good morning, Helen. Will the Sizzix die work on the Cuttlebug? Absolutely. Absolutely, because it's small enough. Almost every die will go through the Cuttlebug. The big problem with the Cuttlebug, especially if you have the original one, is the size of the mouth. So you were limited to a very small die at one time. But as long as your mouth is minimum 6 inches wide, you can get almost every die through the Cuttlebug. Depends on if you have the old original one or if you have a newer one. So any of Heartfelt, any of these dies will go through your Cuttlebug. Even if they won't go this way, they're gonna go this way. so you can turn them. Okay, so never be fearful thinking, oh, I don't want to have to buy, you know, a bigger machine because I can't get it in. Yes, you can. Hi, Tamara. Yeah, so you're welcome. So yeah, definitely all the dies, as long as they'll fit in the opening, the mouth, what we call the mouth of your machine, then it will go through your Cuttlebug. All right, so I've gone ahead and cut some deer. Now these deer this die I've had for a really long time, and it's no longer available, and I do apologize in advance that you're gonna say I want that, and I'm gonna say no, you can't have it. But there are a lot of other deer dies on the market. So I am going to use, I think I'm gonna use silver, or I'm gonna use this brushed color for my tag. So what I need to do is I'm going to put a little bit of Dries Clear on the back of my cream so that it will stay on my brown. Okay, just a little bit. You don't need a ton. This stuff is so strong. Then we're just going to put this over our circle. Okay. And the thing about Dries Clear, it gives you that time that if you need to move something like I just did, you've got that time to move it. It's not so permanently stuck that, you know, you're never ever going to get it undone. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my small hole, and I'm going to make the hole that's on the tag a little bigger so I can get my eyelet in. So I'm just going to kind of winging it here, make a bigger hole. Now I'm going to set my small eyelet inside of the hole like this. Okay, I'm going to turn it upside down so that it's on the prong like this. I'm going to take two hands, don't do one, do two, and I'm going to push it. And now I have a pretty eyelet. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more twine. And I like to use a lot of twine because I like the look of maybe sometimes I want to wrap it around a couple times. I want to bring it back in the hole. I want to have a bunch of messy twine on the top of my eyelet. So you can kind of do whatever you want. Okay. And then Gary, if I can borrow your finger for 1 second. If you can put your finger on that eyelet. Thank you. I'm just going to tie myself a little knot here. Okay. Okay. And then another little trick for bows, and someone taught me this years and years ago. I could never get my bows on straight where I wanted them. And the person told me if you do them upside down, apparently your bows will always be how you want them. So I didn't really believe her, but I do now because it works. I just can't get my fingers to work this morning. Okay. So now when we pull this nice and tight, we have a really pretty bow. And I'm going to leave my tails nice and long, okay, because I don't know how long I want them yet. Once they get on the card up at the top, I might want them to really hang down. So I'm not going to cut off my bows yet. And remember, you are the master of the bow. So if you don't like the way that a bow is, that it's the little bows or whatever, the little pieces on the side are too big or too small, put your thumb on the inside of the knot and just hold it down until you get them exactly the size that you want them, and then secure them nice and tight. Gary's really great, yes. I remember one Christmas we had a Christmas workshop, and I had my nephew come. Corey came because Steph was taking the class, and he needed to help a lot of the ladies because they needed that extra finger. And so he absolutely loved all the attention that they were fawning all over him. So one thing I'm going to do really quick is I'm just going to secure my brown cardstock. This is just an A2 card. Okay. Here's another little tip, another Leanne tip. When you're using the Dries Clear, don't hold it like this and expect glue to come out. Because what you're doing is you're actually clogging the hole on the end. do it on the side, like so, and you always have your glue come out. Okay, just another little tip from Leanne. And then you're just going to get your one top corner where you want it. You know that it's exactly so. My scissors were in the way. And then you can always just move it over a little bit if you're a little off. Okay, so this is going to be the base of our card. Now we have our tag. All right, we got our little deer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of give myself a measurement here for my card. Oops. So this birch measures 4 inches by 5 1/4-ish. So I'm going to cut this piece. What did I say? 4? I said 4.
Yeah, by 5 1/4-ish.
By 5 1/4-ish. So I'm going to take off this other little piece here so I can get a proper measurement. And I'm going to make it, I'm going to go to 5 3/8, just kind of in between. Okay, and I'm going to save this because I might want this for something else. Yes, Corey was an awesome help. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off my backing of my score tape. My measurement?
Yeah, was it?
It's 4 by 5 and just a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to peel off my backing. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my birch and hold my breath at the same time. Just on top, and I'm going to pat that down. Okay, so now you always want to make sure that you burnish in, wrong tool, that you burnish your die all the way down. Okay, all these little pieces, you want to make sure that they're nice and tight down. You want to be a little gentle because obviously like these little spots here, you don't want to lift them up or ruin them. Okay. And then I'm just going to snip off this little excess piece that I have here because I don't want it to get all full of the gilding flakes. Okay. So now the fun's going to happen. Now, it doesn't matter which kind of a stipple brush that you have, whether it's Tim Holtz, whether this was a Prima, it doesn't matter. You want them to have pretty hard brushes, bristles on the top, so both of these work. Years ago, you could buy them. They were referred to as a stencil brush. You can do that too, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our gilding flakes. These are the new ones. These are the new Cosmic Shimmer gilding flakes, and this is the Autumn Leaves. This is the 100 mil. Okay, so I'm going to put my piece down in here. I'm just going to pick up some, and I'm just going to drop them all over. I want to keep in mind that one top piece is probably going to be more of my sky and more of the green in the bottom for the grass behind the deer. So you could actually do like a couple different colors if you just wanted to do silver and gold or whatever. Just tear up your pieces. Remember, try not to get too many lumps and bumps. Fall is my favorite season, so this is my favorite gilding flake to use because the colors are so me. Okay, and you just want to sprinkle them all down. We want to make sure that you get all of the sticky that's coming through the die cut. You want to make sure that the gilding flakes are stuck on it. So I'm just tapping them down with my fingers. Just get them all pretty. A little bit of color here and there. Take your time with it. Don't feel you need to rush. Don't cough or sneeze. For me, that's hard because I'm always doing one or the other. Okay, so we're just gonna lay these down. I want a little bit more green. There's some red in here. This one is so pretty, just a pretty color. You guys, have any of you been using the gilding flakes since you picked them up? I know some got shipped, so you don't have them yet. But I hope that you guys are gonna share some of your fun with it. So you want to make sure that everywhere that it's sticky is covered, and you can feel it with your finger. Just pushing it down. These are just so much fun to do. And well, Karen is on here. Karen Heathcote is on. Karen's going to come on and do a Facebook Live for us at some point, demoing Crafter's Companion. So look for that in the near future. She's going to come and give us a demonstration, maybe on the new explosion cards, or they've got some new easel cards that they've been showing a lot. So we'll have to key that up, and I'll make an announcement for that, and Karen will come into our page as a guest and do some of that, teaching us, okay? Because I can't do everything. And Karen is so flippin' talented. Oh, look at that nice big green piece. Okay, I think I'm just about covered. And you will know coloring. Oh, Karen, yeah, Karen can do maybe a little bit of coloring, a little bit of the dyes. Karen's a fantastic colorist. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap off some of this. And I'm going to put it back in the container. Now, I'm going to tell you another little trick. Before I started this, I put some hand cream on. And there's not as much static. They're not flying around, if you notice, as much as they were the first time. So I'm not sure if maybe the hand cream has helped. Okay. So now we're going to go in with our brush, and we're just going to knock off all the excess that is behind our die. Okay. And you don't have to be super, super rough. There's no major amount of force being used. Okay. So as I do with all of my card demos, make sure you leave a comment. Your name will be entered into the draw. When are we making the draw, Gary? Do we do it the same day or the next day? The next day?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Oh my gosh, it was like only last week and I can't remember. So what, like it's tomorrow by noon?
Sure.
Okay. So we'll do the draw for this card tomorrow by noon. That way my people that are working can watch the video tonight and leave a comment. Now this looks like a beautiful autumn scene. And remember those little condiment dishes that I had. It's not too bad with these because these are all from the same container. But if you're mixing 2 or 3 colors, then you want to put them back and save the little bits for later. Okay. Love it. Hi, Jackie. How are you? I didn't see you come in. So see how there's a little bit on the top up here? We're just going to knock that off. Just use your fingernail. You're not going to hurt anything. You don't want it to be lumpy bumpy. And it actually, well, I mean, it is, I guess. What I was going to say is it looks like the leaves are behind the trees, that the birch are in front, which technically, I guess it is. Let me just wipe all this off. So I think hand lotion helps because it's not flying around like it was. Okay. I'm going to take that, put it over here. Oh, nice mess. Nice mess. This stuff is awesome. Okay, so here's our background. Isn't that stunning? And that's done with the autumn leaves. Okay. Now, there's no way that you would be able to do this with another product that I can think of. I don't know how else you would do it. Alcohol inks, that kind of thing. I just don't think that you would get the look of it, and it's so rich. I don't know if it's showing as well on camera as it is in real life, but it is so rich and bright. And I'm just going in with my other brush and removing out some of the dust. Oh, well, you need to get some, Ellie. Welcome, late to the party. Not a problem, Karen. We did a little demo on our crocodile, and now we're making a card with it. So there's my background, okay? So what I'm going to do, now you can take off the backing from here as well if you want, but I wanted to pop dot it. And I'll see if I can get the backing off. I may or may not be able to. Where's my little tool? Bear with me while I struggle here. Doesn't seem to be. Yeah, this is going to be annoying. There we go. I think I got it. I broke my fingernail the other day and now I can't pick anything. Come on, there we go. Okay. So that's the back part. That's the negative side. Okay. Love those flakes. Yes, me too. So now you can pop dot these, or we can actually just lay this straight down. And I don't believe there's a right or wrong to this birch. Okay. So there's my background of my card. And then I'm just going to put my little deer. I think I'm going to pop dot my little deer. I'm just going to grab my small pop dots. Isn't it pretty? And every time it's going to be different. Every time. So we're going to put a little dot on his bum, one there. And yes, I'm going to cut my pop dot in half. Reason for that is not just being frugal, it's because I have a small space. Okay, so you can make fun of me, I'm good. I got broad shoulders, as my mom used to say. Okay, so we want to make sure that all of it has got a little bit of dimension. I'm going to turn it to me for just a second so I can see how I want to do this. So again, I always when I take off my back, I always want to put a little bit of dries clear just so that I know for sure that it's stuck. Okay, so we're going to put our one little guy here. We're going to pop dot. Then we're going to put another one on this side. Actually, see? Now this is where it comes in handy where with that dries clear that I can move that without wrecking my pop dot. Always remember to squeeze your pop dot because it helps to release the little backing pieces. The same as score tape. Burnish it, put a little bit of that on there. And then we're just gonna put, you guys know I love my deer. Okay, so there we've got our little deer. And then my tag. So I think now I want my tag up here. I gotta turn it to me. My tails are way too long. Okay, so now I'm gonna go maybe on the outside. So I think I'm gonna put a piece of double-sided foam on here. I never really know how the card's gonna come together. I just kind of have a basic concept of what I want. And then it's a matter of making it happen. Thanks, Karen. I hope you're feeling better today. Okay, so we're going to take off our backing. A little bit of dries clear. Again, you don't need a lot. And then I'm going to tuck this up in the top corner. Okay. But I got thinking maybe one of my deer, even though they both have antlers, one of my deer, oh, that's good, might need a little bow. So I think I might put a little bow on one of them. That's not to say that they might both not end up with one. Okay, so I'm going to put a little dab of glue here. I'm going to put another little. Now see, I like my tails a little long because now I don't know. I might want them to be longer or shorter, depending on where it is on the page. So make another little bow. I love making bows. I must say, as I'm getting older though, my fingers hurt a lot more than they ever did. And then when you're making bows freehand like I am right now, you always want to take the tails, take the tails between your fingers and put your thumb where the knot is, and you want to pull it really firm. And that makes all of these come straight down instead of all out. So now when I put this little one on here, my tails should, in theory, come straight out. Okay? And then I'm just going to snip off. I'm going to go to my white or cream cardstock that wasn't quite dry. Put that back in there. Cut these two. Pull this one so it's the same. Now the good thing too about the dry is clear, you see the white there right now, but it's going to be gone. And then I'm going to fuss and fiddle because I'm not sure I want these tails that long, because they're a little long, because otherwise they're going to get caught in the antlers. Now look at that beautiful little card. Isn't that sweet? So there we've incorporated our eyelet lesson on how to use our crocodile and how to set eyelets. And we also have our background done with the Gilding Flakes. So how sweet is that?
Thank you there, young man.
Another delivery. Oh my goodness, that's all kinds of deliveries happening. So ladies, please remember, eyelets are easy to set. You get them out of your drawers. If you own a crocodile or a big bite, please get it out of the drawer and use it, okay? And then everyone leave me a comment in this video and I will post the card as well, the finished card, so you can get a really good view of it. And I will do the draw for the card tomorrow. Thank you guys. Who makes the birch tree die? This is a Sizzix die. And I'm not sure I have them in. If I don't, I will get them in. So this is Sizzix. It's a thinlet. It's called birch. And this is the die. Okay, so it'll go through most machines. It's not a new die. I think it's been out a couple years now. But I think it's still available, and it is definitely a Tim Holtz. Thanks, Eleanor. Thanks, Rose, Cindy, all you guys. Thank you for the love. I hope one of you get to take this card and have it at home and gift it to somebody with love. Okay? Thank you. Could you email me the cost of the flakes, the score sheet, and the birch tree? Absolutely. Absolutely. So I just wanted to let it, excuse me. I just wanted to let everyone know that I really appreciate you guys. I really do. I really appreciate the support, the shopping local, all these things that enable us to do this. I hope next week when they make the announcement that Kathy can come back to work because I need her so badly. Gary's awesome, but I need my girl back. Okay. So, hey, every demo that we've done, we've had a sale. Do you want to do a sale?
Absolutely.
You want to do a sale? Do you guys want a sale? Thanks, Tamara. Do you want a sale, guys? Okay, let me look. What can we do? We've done dies. We've done paper packs. Hey, Vicki Booten. Vicki Booten has new products coming. Her new collection. The name of it just left my mind. Something color. Aw, thank you. Start the car. So, yeah, let's have a die. Let's have everything Vicki Booten 25% off. Okay? But now that's only for certain people. What else? Stamps? Hey, okay. Gary says yes. Let's do stamps as well. Do you want to do 25? 25? Awesome. Okay, so right now it's going to be everything that I have Vicki Booten. and all the stamps in the store. So that includes Heartfelt, it includes Tim, it includes everybody. And what about Rajni's Crystal Clear?
Yes.
Do you want to do that? Can you grab me one? So let's do Rajni's Crystal Clear and her frosting powder. You better write this down so don't forget. And Vicky Booten, and all the stamps in the store are going to be 25% off. Okay? Vicky Booten, yes, Tamara, that's all of her stuff that I have in the store now, not the new stuff. That also includes her media paper, any of the papers, any of her embellishments, whatever that I have, okay? So, oh, I love this. Okay, so then what I need to do is I need to close this session. Oh yes, sorry, it's going to be a 24-hour sale. So from noon today until noon Saturday, everything has to be paid by noon tomorrow, or a little after. I'm going to end this live and I'll come back on my phone in a couple minutes and do a walkabout so I can show you exactly what I have. Does that work? May we see some stamps? Yes, absolutely. So I'm gonna obviously show you right now Rajni's Crystal Clear. This is the frosting powder, okay? So this one air dries, this one heat sets. These are 25% off. Everything I have in store of Vicky Booten, 25% off. All the stamps in the store, doesn't matter who the maker is, okay? Wow, I wish the shipping was, well, I don't know. I don't know if the shipping would be all that crazy to the States. I'm not sure. We might have to look into that.
Exchange rate.
An exchange rate, yeah. Your dollar's better than ours. Just saying. As much as it annoys me, but anyway. Okay, so give me 10 minutes and I'm going to get my phone and I'm going to walk around and show you all of the stamps you want to set. So you want the frosting and the Crystal Clear. Okay, perfect, got it. So that's what I'm going to do. So give me, what time is it, babe? Let's set a time.
Well, it's 5 after 12.
5 after 12. So I will do the next live at 1/4 just so I can run in the house and visit the loo, okay? I've had a lot of coffee this morning. And that might enable me to open a few boxes to see what's in some of the boxes. I don't know if I'll have time, but I know that I have a lot of orders that just arrived. Thank you, Denise. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the love. So give me 5. I'll be back at 12:15. Okay? Thanks for joining me. Make sure that you leave a comment, and I will definitely post the finished photo and then do the draw tomorrow by noon. Okay? For this pretty card. All right. There we go. Got it? Okay. Take care, guys. We'll see you in like 10 minutes.